this press conference with the journalists is to prepare in collaboration with the state, represented by Madame la Préfète Anne Lobiès and myself, President of the collectivité, in order to organize the preparation before hurricane season. As you know, there are certain elements that were brought to our attention during Hurricane Irma, certain preparation that need and certain method that needed to be modified in order to have a better organization on our behalf, but also better preparation to protect our population. So this morning we have been giving with Madame la Préfète, each one in our competencies, the information that is needed to prevent, to inform our population in case of a hurricane, in case of an earthquake, in case of a tsunami, all the measures that are taken today by the collectivity and the service of state in order to send the alert in case of necessity. Also were discussed the possibilities of being secure in certain areas on which we are working constantly to strengthen those areas that were giving before Irma, but as you know, some of them have been destroyed, and we are working today on other locations that will be open in case of event that I said could be hurricane, could be earthquake, could be tsunami alert. We will be giving, and we give a certain amount of indication as far as that was concerned, certain of the schools, but what is most important to know is that we are working with engineers in order to be sure of the solidity of those shelters in order to make sure that we are prepared at the maximum to give maximum security to our population. On that behalf, Madame la Préfète insists also on the fact that we often have this faculty of forgetting the little things of preparation before such an event. So we wanted and we decided to start our communication early enough in order to inform also the population that it's not only a duty on behalf of government, whether it's local or national, but also it's a preparation that has to be made by the population. Little things that can save lives, little things that you need to do in order to prepare the next season, such as cleaning in front of your door, making sure that your surroundings are also clear so that there's no obstacles that can come and damage the habitation. Of course, the collectivity did its part. Of course, the state also will do its part, but it's also the faculty of each and every one to make sure at their level to be able to clean around their area. We as collectivité made a campaign in May 2017 in order 2017, we had a cleanup campaign that we made in May, not knowing that we were going to have Irma. It was a cleaning campaign where we were sorry to see that there was not much people that came out in order to give I would say a maximum effect to what we were doing. So we hope that this time the population understood the vision of the collectivité. In that case, the collectivité will do an operation in May 2018, another cleanup campaign in which the collectivity will put to the disposal of the population a certain amount of containers in order to put all obstacles, all garbage, all elements that can be projectiles, dangerous projectiles for enduring a hurricane season. Of course, the garbage disposal in cul-de-sac will be open freely for the population. I remind, freely. It's going to be an operation on one day, and it's going to be open freely so that each and everyone can bring to that area whatever they have in their garden that can be a dangerosity for that hurricane season. So as you can see, in collaboration with the Préfète, we are doing all our best in order to prevent whatever could happen during this hurricane season. One other element is important because we work in cooperation on our side in terms of preparing on the state side and on the collectivity side, but it's also a cooperation that we work with Madame la Préfète and the previous government and the governor also on that side after Hurricane Irma. We have been putting in place a certain amount of I would say disposition in order to be effective in terms of operations that can happen on the territory. And this is something that we, as an experience, consider that it would be important to emphasize on that cooperation between the French side and the Dutch side. And I know after having a meeting with my counterpart, whether it was the Prime Minister or the formator, I would say, Mr. Heiliger, which are both in phase of continuing that part of the cooperation in terms of crisis management for hurricane season. Important for the population because you have people crossing borders. Important for the population because there are common measures that we have to take. And in those terms, we need to emphasize more and more on that part of the cooperation. So, Madame la Préfète and myself are very much open to pursue that kind of cooperation with the sister side, St. Martin, on the occasion of preparing the new hurricane season.
Tell them, connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
This Wednesday, which is tomorrow, the group for planning, the committee, the Labor Day committee would meet. We have already submitted a draft program to VSA, to Ms. Linda Froston, with a draft budget, with quotations of a number of things, because as you're well aware, for a number of years already, it is the Ministry of VSA, the Minister of Labor, that was in charge of the ordering together with the Windward Islands Chamber of Labor Unions. And we also had a number of areas where the members of the tripartite, so the employers' organizations, also delivered salutation, and the whole celebration formal part was done in consultation with the whole grouping. So we do hope and look forward towards the same type of celebration this year, because it is imperative for the workers in St. Martin, now more than ever, for them to give a little voice of solidarity to what we would call the Labor Day and the struggle of Labor Day, May the 1st. We know that in some countries it is celebrated on a different day, but the majority of the countries throughout the world, they celebrate May 1st as Labor Day. So therefore, this year, we would make sure to involve not only the, what you would call the different unions with the honorees and their families, but we would also like to involve the public at large, the workers at large. And that's why the theme for this year's celebration is Solidarity and Unity, St. Martin Workers Strong. The objective of the first part of the day is to remember the heroes in our trade union movement, and that is why there are 3 categories on a yearly basis of heroes that have been honored. So in the past, we had Alred Peters, we also had Sonia Tondu as behind the scenes, and we also had Mr. Wilhelmus Hayes, Willie Hayes, as we know him. We had a number of other persons, Prudence Hodge, basically Patricia Pantaflet, posthumous. Alred Peters was also posthumous, but his family members were invited. And along the years, we have had a number of different persons. Last year it was Nurse Margaret Priest with Robert Rollins and a number of other persons. We would make sure that we can always remember. So in the booklet this year, those that have been past nominees would also be reflected. So now I just call a few names at random, but we always have a booklet for the Labor Day celebration, and in that booklet it will be reflected so that anybody that wants to do the research can always have that information. And this has been a number of years. After a number of years, we too can have a document where we can, the young people can find it back in the library or online or on our different pages. So therefore, it is in the planning stage. Tomorrow there is a meeting. I'm calling out all the members of the committee. I already sent a WhatsApp, and we would continue to fine-tune and to prepare basically while the information has been submitted to VSR for approval. I would like to now turn. Before
you move to Mr. Brenda, how many members are on the Labor Day Committee?
We have from the Y2, we have 3. From the Y4, we have 2. From the Windward Island Healthcare Union, we have 1. From the Wixu PSU, we have 1. So far, we have 7 members.
Labor Day activities will take place, the honoring of persons, rather, will take place when Labor Day of us, where? What
well, the venue so far that we have been able to secure is the Bel Air Community Center, and the time would be from 8 to 11, that official part at the Bel Air Community Center. And then what we are now working out is the mechanics of the march, because of the march that we would like to have after that would start. We are looking at the possibility of it to start at the Bel Air Community Center and end at the Waiful. And basically, once the route is carried out, we would have to ask for the necessary permits and also send the invitations out to the workers so that they can also join.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them, connecting you.
When we start with the union had their leader, their lawyer, and our lawyer was also there.
And was there some agreement come forward?
We are still busy.
This morning there was a press conference regarding the union. I know GB met with the workers at the Culture Center. Of course, we know things are brewing because of the ROV. Tell us exactly.
It's not only the ROV, maybe they are using the ROV, it's a range of different benefits. Okay, the ROV is a part, that is really 7 and 6. Or 7.5, 6.5, I don't remember how. Yeah. But there's a part what is the employer part and a part was the employee part. Of course, GB have been generous paying that all the time.
All the total over 30 years.
Over a number of years. I'm not here 30 years, so I can't talk for when I wasn't here, right? But GB have been paying this over time, but the time has come. The bonus even is part of the CLA. That's something we've been paying. But right now, we have to look at all the French benefits. We are looking that we want to maintain and to preserve the base salaries. We have to preserve health. We want to preserve retirement, but we need to do some cuts to enable that GB can survive. And these are the things we are looking to get agreement with the employees of the union so that we can move forward.
So you're saying that all this has been communicated to the union?
We're still in discussion with them, yes.
How many employees work for GB overall?
Right now we have about 252.
Subcontractors?
Just employees. Subcontractors, basically right now we don't really have that.
Can you repeat this for us? You want to, for the French benefit, you want to preserve salaries, health, and what else?
And pension, retirement.
Pension. Our main focus, like we told the workers in December last in the first assembly, we want to guarantee all workers keep a job.
How many workers does GEB have, both air and the power plant total?
252 in total. 252 employees. Total, yeah. And that our main promise to employees, we all in this together. If we don't make sacrifices, some will have to go home. Then the question comes, who goes home then? So if we need together, we have to do it. Eventually, for what I'm hearing as well too, other companies will have similar issues as well too. It may come to us as well. So what we did as management board, we made sure we discussed with employees, discussed with the union, with the board, even shareholders as well too. We are playing open cards from day one. So there's no surprises.
This is what I'm going to ask you. What is the relationship, knowing with all what GEB is going through, all the loss and how much you have to cut back and stuff, what is the relationship between the supervisory board and management board? How are they with you guys with all these cuts and what you're facing?
Well, of course, all these things, what we have to do, we have to bring it to the supervisory board. So we are also in constant discussion about these same events. When we have to get our budget approved, they have to approve it. So we have to come with a balanced budget. And to enable us to come with a balanced budget, we have to put some of these cuts in it. And I guess maybe that's where the little miscommunication come in, or people doesn't understand. In presenting a balanced budget, you have to make cuts. And after you get your budget approved, now we have to go and sell this. We have to communicate this, and we have to find means how we're going to work this out. If we can't work it out, then we have to go back, and then we have to change the budget. But we have one important factor we have to look. GB do have loans. We have Pacific Life, who really can determine what will happen with GB. Because, and right now what we notice, even with all the cuts and with the balanced budget that we put in place, we are in breach of the requirement with Pacific Life. Because we have to meet a particular ratio of 1.5, and we're not even going to meet that even with all these things that we're doing. With the debt to asset, the debt service ratio. We should have a debt service ratio of 1.5. That's a requirement of Pacific Life. And right now we are not going to meet that requirement.
What are we at now?
No, it's not what we at. It's with the budget what we prepared, we're at 0.6. Even with all these cuts in it, so we're not meeting.
You're at 0.6.
With that budget, it will be at 0.6. So we're in breach.
That
we have informed
Have you guys communicated this to your employees as well as the supervisory board? Is it clear even with the union?
The supervisory board, no, because they have to approve the budget. It's in the budget there, so they know.
I understand that, but I'm talking about the employees. Did you spell this out to them and let them understand the seriousness of the financial backlog or the hit that the company has taken?
Yes.
Like people like you mentioned a while ago, just this morning we had an assembly on employees purely on our financial situation. We talked general stuff in the past. This was only purely financial. Let them know what we're facing. And again, plain open cards with the employees so they understand. And we hope they understand what we're going through as well, because we're in this together.
And this morning was our third assembly. So we had 2 assemblies before, but the one this morning we focused on the financial situation, so that, and we brought in an advisor, a financial advisor who has been involved with this company since 1999, to come in and give them from someone else. They got to hear what the dire financial situation is.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
I would like to provide an analysis of the governor's speech, His Excellency Eugene Holiday, of his speech at the swearing in of the 15 parliamentarians. The parliamentarians were sworn in on Easter Monday. And the governor asked the parliamentarians on Monday, April the 2nd, which is 3 days ago, to put well-being of the people first. As I quote, "You are individually and collectively called upon to rise above the narrow confines of individual interests, to focus on and address the broader and higher revival ideals of our society. You are called upon to unite and provide the basis for stable and good governance. You are called upon to champion and defend the national rebuilding and recovery program that will meet and protect the social, economic, and financial needs and interests of our people. In other words, 15 parliamentarians have to unite to champion what? The social, economic, and financial needs and interests of our people. In other words, to us as the anti-poverty platform here in St. Martin, this is saying to eradicate the poverty among 94% of the households. But the formation talks that has not yet resulted in a parliamentary majority and in a new government coalition to eradicate poverty. Parliament meeting on Monday to decide on president and vice president of parliament was called and later postponed. It is our great hope that the 15 parliamentarians seriously take the words of wisdom of our governor, His Excellency Eugene Holiday, to heart and really defend the National Rebuilding and Recovery Program to meet and protect the social, economic, and financial needs of all our people, not only a small group, but all our people. The formation process for the new government, however, and the kind of government that we would want to see, this is also something that bothers us, and we ask the question, why Prime Minister Leona Marlin and the whole Council of Ministers did not send in their resignation letter as yet. This government does as if they have the support of the majority in Parliament.